Ciao! I'm Steve-O and this is Jen. Today we're going to show you some of the best Roman and Italian dishes and where to eat them here in Italy's capital city, Rome.
Ciao from Bella Roma.
We're here in the city for the next 5 days. We want to show you around the city and take you to some great places to eat, as well as show you some classic Roman dishes and other great things that you can try while you're in the city. So let's get going.
We're going to start off with a traditional Italian breakfast of a coffee and a cornetto.
I got this ginger honey croissant and cappuccino. We've gotten a lot of croissants here in Italy, and they're usually stuffed with something if you want. At least those are the ones we usually choose. This is the first time I'm having a ginger one, and it's really tasty. The name of this place where we are right now is called Butter and Coffee, so there you go. And it was a recommendation from our Airbnb host. You might have read online that you shouldn't order a cappuccino after 11 a.m. in Italy, but we've seen lots of Italians doing it, and we've been doing it with no, weird looks. I don't know how they do it, but the cappuccinos in Italy are just so foamy and delicious.
I also got a cappuccino, but my cornetto, oh my god, it's chocolate. It does not want to be eaten, but I'm going to anyway. Ooh, it's yum-bo-licious. We had a breakfast like this, and we're able to sustain ourselves until like 4 o'clock. So we're either unstoppable or this food is really good. A breakfast of champions, or whatever champions is in Italian.
In our experience at cafes, you do need to bring your plates and cups back into the restaurant when you're done. It's also common to get cups of water with your coffee, but you usually do have to ask. A lot of the time, restaurants will have the menu entirely in Italian, which is definitely a good thing. If you see a menu that's in English, it's probably more geared toward tourists. But sometimes they do have QR codes where you can get the menu translated into English. Or what we like to do is just use Google Translate. So here in Italy, there are multiple courses for your meal. You don't have to order something from each section of the menu, but you can start off with an antipasti, which is kind of like appetizers. Usually you get those to share with the whole table. Primi piatti is typically your pasta dishes. So sometimes we just order those, but you can get those as kind of your first course. And then your secondi piatti, which is usually your meats or your more hearty, bigger main dishes. If you want to order vegetables or other side dishes, those are normally ordered separately. So on this menu, they're called contorni, and I think that's typically what they're called on most menus. And then for dessert, you have your dolci. So dolci is just something sweet. So you have a lot of options. Often we don't order all of these different courses. We usually just get one thing or maybe an appetizer and then one more thing for our meal. But if you want to do the full experience, you can do that. And we see a lot of Italians doing that.
I think I'm starting to understand the antipasti of it all, where you order a little appetizer before your food comes out, because a lot of the food is freshly killed. It's made fresh. So you are going to be waiting a while before it comes out. This is a relatively small restaurant. They still offer the 4-course meal, and everywhere in Italy does that, because this is an amazing country. So this is Coppiette di maialeto, which is perfect Italian. Thank you very much. Traditionally, it is horse parts, but here, meat is part of a horse. Here they make it from pig meat, which is called pork. I'm sure it'll still be delicious no matter what animal it's made from. Beef jerky? It's like beef jerky. Deliciously spiced, dried meat. That you can't go wrong with that.
How's the salad?
It just has salt and olive oil and lettuce, and it's unbelievably good.
The olive oil is so good in Italy.
Ooh.
Is that good? I just want them to be like, when you're watching this, you really want to eat it.
This is our first time trying carbonara in Italy, and I'm very excited. This is the best carbonara I've ever had, and I've only had one bite.
How does it compare to like an American carbonara?
This makes American carbonara look like a war crime.
So if you're wondering about tipping, oftentimes the tip will be included on your receipt. So in the case of the restaurant we were just at, it was $1.50 per person for a service charge. But if there is no service charge included, you're not required to leave a tip in Italy. But if you had good service, then it's very nice to leave like a 10% tip, and that's always appreciated. It's very slow. We saw people drinking it. It's probably fine.
Yeah, that lady was drinking it. She thought
Oh god, she just collapsed in the street.
probably unrelated.
Oh, it's cold.
Oh, nice.
Refreshing.
We just finished the walking tour and walked around some of the archaeological sites that are everywhere here in Roma.
Rome is really just an open-air museum. It's so incredible.
Our tour guide, who was very knowledgeable and very helpful, told us that we were near a lot of different parts of the city. So right now we are in the Jewish quarter, and she told us about a couple restaurants here that do a Roman Jewish cuisine fusion.
You want to taste it?
This is the house specialty, the Jewish style artichoke. The artichoke is crispy and soft on the inside, really nice texture with the crispiness. It tastes like it was deep fried and then smushed down. I've never had an artichoke like this, and it's really very tasty. Not very salty at all, really light on the salt.
I'm Garfield. I love lasagna.
You are Garfield. You do love lasagna. Can you spin your plate a little bit? No, not that one. Not that one. You dump down. Spin the plate itself. God, don't hurt yourself. Yeah, because I don't want you to hurt yourself. You're not allowed to use that.
So funny.
I mean, I called you dump down with love. It's really temperature hot, but it's so delicious. It's tomatoey. It's got a lot of Parmesan melted into it. Yeah, the eggplant is like perfectly soft and delicious. Like, look at that. Can you see how creamy that is? And all that cheese that's baked in on top. It's gonna take me like half an hour to let it cool down, but it's so good.
Delicious.
We'd highly recommend Nonna Betta in the Jewish Quarter. Really excellent restaurant. The food we had was so good.
Unreal. There's none better than Nonna Betta.
Nicely done.
That's what it says on the shirt.
Oh, does it say that?
It says something about
That's really clever.
Today we're going to take you to a very authentic Roman food experience. Chinese food. Hangzhou da Sonia is a Roman Chinese food institution and another fabulous recommendation from our friend Vincent. Hi Vincent! The owner, the titular Sonia, is a celebrity. Pictures of her with various famous, and I'm assuming Italian, people adorn the walls of the big dining space. We lived in China for 3 years, so we love finding actual honest-to-goodness Chinese food, and Hangzhou da Sonia delivers. And, since we're not actually in China, the meal wouldn't be complete without the final course, fortune cookies.
These fortune cookies were made in Germany.
Help, I'm trapped in a Chinese cookie factory, but in Italian.
So my fortune is in Spanish, which says, un cambio para mejor se estar aproximado in bed.
We're here in the oldest gelato factory in all of Rome. It's pretty huge. There are so many different flavors. So Steve and I just got 3 different flavors each. I got the crema Fassi, which is the signature gelato of the house. The chocolate is Gelateria, which is like a hazelnutty chocolate. And then down below I have pistachio. This is very good gelato. And just cool to come to such a historical place as well.
I got chocolate, because you gotta get chocolate. I got the vanilla bourbon, and I am hammered. And then there's, I think, stracciatella somewhere in there. This is all such good ice cream.
Should I do the thing? skin with cantonese beans and a tomato sauce. The pork skin just melts in your mouth. It's really flavorful. And then both of our pastas were some of the best that we've had in Italy. Another amazing dinner. Thank you to Vincent, who recommended that place. It's our last day in Italy, and it just so happens to be Tuesday, the 25th of April, which is Italian Independence Day. We're hoping to get into a very popular place called Trattoria Vecchia Roma, I believe is the name.
That sounds right.
So we'll see how we do. Oh yeah, this is really cool. Quarter of a bottle.
That's a good amount of wine.
Yeah, that's perfect for lunch. So much flavor, it's so tender. They stew this for like 4 or 5 hours, so the meat just falls off of the bones. It's oxtail.
This is fall off the bone pizza. Thin, it's not too salty. The meat is good, the bread is good, the sauce is amazing. I love it.
The thing about Roman pizza is it's got a very thin crust as compared to Naples pizza because they add olive oil to the crust. It's artichoke season, and in Rome you can usually get artichoke 2 ways. So you saw me have it at the Jewish quarter. That was like the Jewish style artichoke, which is deep fried. Also really good. And this is much more fresh tasting with just olive oil and herbs and very light salt. It's really fresh. I think that was for me one of the best meals that we've had here in Italy. I loved everything I ordered. Yeah. I got the oxtail, which is something I've been really wanting to try. It's a traditional Roman dish that originates from men who used to work in the meat factory here in Rome. They would just be paid in the offcuts, which one of those was oxtail. And so in order to make oxtail more palatable, they would marinate it in a really rich tomato sauce with spices. And it became, a well-known Roman dish. And so I really wanted to try that, and it was so good. We got really lucky getting in. I don't know if you can see behind us, that's the restaurant and that's the line.
Oh, wow.
Vecchia Roma, it's worth the hype. It has over 9,000 ratings on Google, and I can absolutely see why. It was really worthwhile to go there. I'm so glad we made it.
We leave you here at Carluccio's, the Italian restaurant here in the Istanbul airport.
We weren't able to say goodbye in Rome this morning because everything was closed because our flight was so early. We hope you had fun coming around Rome and eating food with us and learned something from this video. If you have any other Rome suggestions for food, please leave them in the comments below to help other travelers.
And if you want to see any more Italy content, check out this playlist right here.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye!